Hey guys, so this is a normal video. I usually shoot them in my truck when I'm driving somewhere, but something occurred to me. I was listening to someone talk about the new checks that are going out, and then it occurred to me, they said that it's based on your income of 2019, if you made such and such. And I was like, wait a minute, 2019, no one needed any money in 2019. There weren't any people who had lost their jobs in 2019 because of the COVID virus. I mean, how much sense does that make? Last year, I had a job. I made pretty good money. And this year, I've been affected by the shutdown, and my income's nowhere near the same as it was last year. So my needs shouldn't be based on, let's say I made, and this is grossly out of whack with what I actually made. Let's say I made $250,000 last year. And then my company closed down and I haven't worked since March. How does my $250,000 last year have anything to do with what's going on this year? It doesn't. So all the people who had a good job last year and lost their job this year are getting screwed because of what they made last year. It doesn't make any sense. And I heard the turtle talking about there are people this year who haven't been affected by the government shutdown, who have worked at home and still make, 6 digits. Why should they get money? And I agree with him. I mean, it's the turtle. I'm sorry, the turtle is Mitch McConnell. I agree with him. You have a staff. You have a lot of people in Washington and in the government who never lost their job, who probably a lot of them got paid to sit at home. Get them on it. Get them on figuring out how people in America have a need for this relief and how people don't have a need for it, and then respond accordingly. We sent somebody to the moon. This isn't rocket science. You are listening on our phones. You know what we're doing. Figure out how much money we're making and say, hey, this person has a need, this person doesn't have a need. So right now I'm emailing my senators and my congressmen, asking them the same question. David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler, and I have emailed them in the past, and usually, what has happened in the past is I'll get David Perdue has an automatic email that comes back to you. It says, thank you for contacting my office. The reason I ran for Congress is because I have the same issues you have, and I wanted to do something about it. So whatever. What have you done about our problems, Senator? And then Kelly, her office called me back, and it was a simple yes or no question. Is Senator Loeffler or Perdue in favor of a stimulus check for this new COVID relief bill? Is yes or no? Well, David Perdue's office was like, oh, well, that's a budget question. We're going to have to, put you in touch with. I'll send your question to the budget office, and then someone from their office will get in touch with you. And they never did. Kelly Loeffler's office answered, yes, she is in favor of it. So Kelly's she was appointed by our Governor Brian Kemp, right? Has no governmental experience whatsoever. Why is she? I don't get it. But so I sent them an email. Well, I'll post on the channel when they respond. Other than David Perdue, I keep wanting to call him Sonny. Other than David Perdue's automatic response, and then I'm also sending an email to Jody Heiss, who I've had some contact with his office. So the place where I used to work was a retirement home, and one of my residents was a World War II vet, and I was working on getting him some medals that he never got. And so I like Congressman Heiss's office. I never talked to him, but they were real quick and they were really helpful for that. I mean, that makes them look good. So let's see how responsive they are to this issue of how do you base someone's need on something that has absolutely nothing to do with the current condition they're in. It just, let me say, it's tantamount to sizing up the needs of someone's shoes. Let's say that we're going to look at your shoes and what kind of shoes you need, and we're going to base it on what kind of shoe you need last year. This year you lost a leg in a freak accident, but we're going to base your need for shoes on See how ridiculous that is? I don't get it. Help me. Comment below. Tell me how this makes sense. And if you say, well, how else do you want to do it? That's fine. You can say, how else do you want to do it? But that's not answering the question. The fact of the matter is, there are people this year who get screwed because they're using a litmus test for need based on conditions that have nothing to do with where they are now in life. So help me out. Hook me up. Do it. Thank you. Happy New Year.